Not a very useful ultimate here for the Howling Abyss.
Not a very useful ultimate, but let's not forget, last time around, Uzi didn't even have an ultimate. Uzi didn't have a W. Uzi had 2 skills and managed to find his win, so let's see what he can do here in this one. Taking a look at the summoner spells, you got 4 unique ones between the 2 champions. Barrier Exhaust, that common takeover for Bjergsen. Uzi swapping it up, going to that Silsol special we talked about yesterday, Ignite and Heal. Ooh. On this Syndra. Some extra burst power, some extra survivability and movement power to maybe step out of the way of something coming from the Taliyah if he ends up getting himself in a rough spot. I like it.
Nice reference, by the way. Some throwback NA.
I've been playing it for a long time, too. I've been playing since 2009. I wasn't good in 2009 like you guys were, but I've been playing since then.
I see you, Captain Flowers. All right, well, as far as the runes go, we can update you once again. Uzi, he's sticking to his Mirror Shell and Second Wind Resolve combo, whereas Bjergsen goes for the Futures Market as well as the Biscuit Delivery, and he's all about heavily drinking in the 1 versus 1 matchup.
Gotta keep chugging those potions and going back to base. We know how Bjergsen likes to play this one. He wants to shove out, pressure Uzi, keep him under the turret, make him have to respond to the minions and win through that sort of pressure. That's how he managed to beat Faker.
And remember, a little bit different turret damage to minions on this map, as we've seen over and over. A lot of the guys have gotten used to it by now, but if the ranged minions take much damage at all, then they just get one-shot by the turrets. So you don't want to prep those yourself, just wait for the turret shot, and then you can finish it off, whereas the melee minions on Howling Abyss are very similar to ranged minions from Summoner's Rift.
You can see Uzi trying to adapt to that right now, but that turret damage you were talking about can make it very, very difficult. At that point, what do you even do as the Syndra? The minion is at half HP.
You pick it up, and you throw it in his face.
Well, what happens if you don't know to pick up the minion ability, Kobe? He doesn't have it learned yet. He's got his soccer ball kick.
Then too bad.
Well, too bad. All right, too bad. So sad. Sayonara, you missed out on this one. Bjergsen going back to base. Uzi slightly off the mark for interrupting it. 15 CS to 8. This is exactly the game Bjergsen wants to play. It's slow and it's steady, but it wins the race.
Pick that sucker up.
There we go. Oh, he's level 3 now. Now he has the ability to pick it up.
This is going to be interesting because Uzi only has 1 Doran's ring at the moment because he didn't have to go back. And Bjergsen, with that early recall, has given kind of wave pushover back to Uzi. However, the extra ability power here from his second ring might be the difference. And if you're talking about looking towards all-ins and 1 versus 1s, the Taliyah would theoretically want to get that done before level 6 if he really thought it was going to come down to it.
Unfortunate skill shot placement there for Uzi, just slightly off on both of them. Bjergsen stepping back to grab his health pack. Will continue pushing up into this wave. Got a lot of work ground down, though.
Does have a lot of work ground down, gives him the extra speed, though it does reduce the amount of shots that are going to come out. He has a very healthy CS lead, though, so yeah, it's either go super long, for the CS lead and just kind of work around the Syndra ultimate, maybe build some defenses later on. Biscuit Delivery has arrived here for number 1, so that will help as well for the sustain and for kind of grinding out that CS lead that he's been able to accrue.
And Biscuit Delivery, I mean, it's not a mastery, or a rune, excuse me, that you see a lot of the time on Summoner's Rift, so I think a lot of times people forget that not only does it function as a potion, it also gives you extra mana whenever you eat them. So that's going to help him as he continues to play this out and continues trying to play this shove game.
One of the most important things is, of course, dodging in the skill shot matchups here. And as we've seen, some pretty good dodges there from Bjergsen, avoiding a lot of the damage at the moment, but it doesn't really cost Uzi that much. As you can see, very high on mana.
Ooh, nice placement there from Bjergsen, but Uzi responding with some well-placed abilities of his own. Bjergsen needs to be very mindful of this if Uzi ticks level 6.
And remember, Uzi is also running the Ignite. So that will stick on him even after the barrier is going to time out if they're trying to look for that burst.
Bjergsen respecting what Uzi can do here. Uzi 3/4 of the way to level 6. Bjergsen now finding his own ultimate ready to go. But like you mentioned earlier, Toby, it doesn't do anything. You can throw the wall at him when he's backing and sort of delay him a few seconds, but outside of that, you won't get much use out of it.
Yeah, he could try and go for a back himself and then ult back to the lane maybe and use the extra item power as a little bit of a advantage, but Uzi's doing his best to clean out the minions right now, and we'll see if Bjergsen does. He actually did skill it, so probably going to use it back to lane.
He skills it, and he also picks up a completed Mercury Treads. He wants to make sure he not only has the movement speed to step out of the way of the skill shots from Uzi's Syndra, but he wants to make sure that if he does get hit by the stun, it's going to be lessened, and whatever he gets hit by, the extra magic resist will make it so maybe he doesn't get 100 to 0'd, and he can continue to survive and play this farm game that he's still up.
So instead of using it to get back to lane quicker, he's decided to cut off the minions. This builds up a double stacked wave here. You can see there's a ton of extra rain minions. So he's ensuring that they kill off more of his minions and push towards him. Now, that's a good strategy in getting a bigger CS lead if he can still get a lot of these last hits under his turret.
Right, and it also works because he's already ahead. He doesn't have to worry about little losses like that, but now Uzi's got him in a spot he might have to worry about again. Uzi not quite finding the scatter the week he's looking for there. Bjergsen sitting with a 12 CS lead over his opponent, but he's still only slightly over halfway to the goal, so quite a long way to go. And considering Uzi now has that level 6 potential, that all-in threat, Bjergsen will have to play this very, very carefully. It was his own audacity that bit him last time, and he can't fall into that same trap.
Yeah, and you can see Uzi's really fishing for it. By chugging a health potion this late, making sure he's 100% health, you can see he wants to go for an all-in. He wants to get a little risky.
Seismic shove will find its mark onto Uzi. Uzi's retaliation will connect. Shove continues. Threaded volley is there. Red team has lost half its minions, but the thing is, blue team's lost about 2/3 of theirs.
Yeah, and Bjergsen has a giant, very comfortable CS lead that he's working with. So if he can grind it out and finish this one off before Uzi gets a chance to all in.
Uzi's looking for it, though. Slightly concerning in terms of mana right now. He doesn't have enough to continue just running after Bjergsen, firing off a spell Gatling, but Bjergsen's feeling comfortable enough. On that worked ground, he's got the extra movement speed that you talked about when we mentioned earlier. Yeah, you throw less rocks, but you get hit by less orbs.
Exactly.
Trade-off.
And it's a huge, huge benefit to the style that he's playing. If you're playing for the CS,
Uzi's looking to make it happen. There comes your exhaust onto the Syndra ulti. That's exactly the timing Bjergsen was looking for.
So one summoner down for each of them. At this point, Uzi doesn't have the extra move speed from the heal now to help him in the all-in. You know, maybe want to close some distance or something. But Bjergsen now without the exhaust for the Syndra ultimate. That could be critical if Uzi decides to actually go for it.
At the same time, though, we got to keep our eyes on that CS timer, because I was talking earlier, I was saying, look, it's barely over half. Well, it's starting to climb up there now. Bjergsen has a massive amount of minions to farm up right here, right now. He just hit 75. There's 4 more waves to go, and he's done.
Actually, that's a good point. 80 seconds left on the ultimate from Uzi, so there's not going to be time for it. And Bjergsen, it looks like he has really done his homework this time around. He's set up very nicely to try and take a CS victory and push it to a deciding 3rd game.
3rd and final match we could be looking at here. Bjergsen will continue to find those minions, 84 to 74. And what you always end up seeing in these games, you can try to play the farm game, you can try to deal with Bjergsen here, take your time, but eventually you hit the point where he's at 90 farm, 95 farm. You just can't wait anymore. And if you're Uzi, your only option left is run at it.
And remember, Bjergsen can use his ultimate once again to either double stack the wave or get back there. Since he's just walking, looks like he's going to use it once again to try and get the minions in his advantage. Continually backing here when the extra cannon minion for Uzi's side is going to help them push. So Uzi stays behind in CS, and he knows time is working against him.
85, 87 now. Uzi wants to control the health pack away from Bjergsen. Will do so.
15 seconds left on Uzi's ultimate, though. Syndra's ultimate will come back in time, just barely here, for another attempt at an all-in, and he has to go for it.
He's got such a small window to work with. 94 is the count for Bjergsen. 1 minion wave should he find them all.
1 second on his ultimate, and now it's available.
All right, Bjergsen knows Uzi's got kill threat. Let's see what Uzi can do with this. We're going to make the all-in happen. Starts off with the ulti, able to find Scatter the Weak, but it does not look like this is going to work.
5.
1 melee minion died. Bjergsen still has 6 creeps alive, though. If he can kill all 6 of these, he will win the game right here. He misses out on the cannon. He misses out on range number 2. He misses out on range number 3, and range number 4 is going to elude him as well. He's still got 3 more to clear, but Uzi is so low on mana. 1 for Bjergsen. 2 more.
This is so
Uzi.
intense. Look at the player cam.
Throw that minion at him, boy! Go! Bjergsen, CS victory to take us to game number 3.
Okay, so we've had the payoff now. Once again, the CS focus Taliyah. He already used it in this tournament. He was able to get Uzi with it. And Uzi kind of brushes that one off. They know that the next one will decide it all. All right, take another look here. Bjergsen is walking on the work ground, getting those dodges in, moves right up to the minion wave, knows he only needs one more, and is able to secure it.
Slow and steady for Bjergsen. He makes it happen. He survives the all-ins. He exhausts the first ulti. And Uzi seemed like he almost panic engaged at the last second. He was like, nope, dude's going to kill the minions. Got to ult him now. Ults him immediately. Scatter the weak wasn't that effective.
That's the feeling that you get when someone plays this type of game against you, right? He's been able to control the minions for so long that you can see the loss coming at you. You see it coming a full minute ahead. Oh, no, only a couple more minion waves.